welcome everyone. Adam the Woo here. Might have had food poisoning?
Yeah, let me break it to you, Sherlock. Oh, wait, is that too soon? You know if you've had food poisoning. You don't just think you might have food poisoning. You know it. And your body lets you know real quickly. Let's get into it. International travel. It's rearing its head once again. And the real question on, a few people's mind, we can't really say everybody, but a few people's mind is, where in the world is Adam the Woo? Oh, tell me where in the world is Adam the Woo? Oh, sorry. Now, where is he? I'm not going to make you wait to the end of the video. I'm going to tell you where I think it is. I'm going to tell you a few reasons why. So let's break it down. So right off the bat, I want to say that what Adam has got his audience doing, as well as some of us in the criticism community, is a hit. We're all speculating, we're all wondering, where is he going? There's an excitement around it that has not been around Adam's channel in some time. So well done, Adam the Woo. I think that already is a plus. I think that the London trip, could it have been better? Of course, anybody's video could have been better. Was it Belize? It wasn't. There were no filming the ants moments, I don't think. And there may be even a new version of that in today's video. There was the counting of the locks. He counted each lock that was on the bridge. So filming the ants, counting the locks, they can all be his jump the shark moment. But at least London was a vast improvement, even though it's Adam we're talking about. Of course, they could be better, but everybody's stuff could be better. Let's get into it. Where do I think, what is my guess as to where he's going to be? Well, let's use our Columbo-like research skills, shall we? He has hinted in Instagram of where he's going. He's done that in the past, and it was an exact one-to-one. If he showed you an image of it, in a few days, poof, he'd be there. Well, he's trying to change that up. So there's been a lot of misdirection in his Instagram for some time, and I think that's what we're seeing now. Misdirection, red herrings. I think that's the case. I think that's what we have going on. Showing Malta. This is the second time he's shown Malta. A lot of people thought Malta would be the Belize trip. People thought Malta might be the England trip. And people were thinking Malta might be the destination now, and I don't think it is. It is a bucket list, apparently, as much as all the other bucket lists are bucket lists. But I don't think it's this one. He also hinted through another movie reference that Jamaica might be the case. People thought he might be staying at a resort in Jamaica. I think that's also another good choice, a good option. Japan is something people have bandied about, that they think that could be the case. People have suggested it might be Germany with German in Venice, although he is back in Los Angeles. So a lot of people are saying, well, probably not going to be that. Adam talked about where he's going is going to be mostly a cash society, whereas England was mostly cashless, especially London. And when he refers to the fact that credit cards aren't used very much where he's going, is he referring to all credit cards? Or is he referring to American Express? Because that allows us to dig even a little bit deeper into where it could be. So based on the length of time, 2 weeks, of course, give or take a day, I think it's going to be a trip that'll be something like this right here. Adam said this was actually the first international trip that he booked, and he did it from the resort in Hawaii, the Disney resort. I think he has booked a Disney trip that will go to the Galapagos Islands. That is my feeling based on the length of time. When you add in the fact a day flight there, flight back, those could potentially be another 2 days added onto this trip. That's my thought. Ecuador is U.S. currency based. They fit the criteria of the larger cities do take credit cards, but most do not take American Express. And then when you get out and about, it's going to be more cash only based. It is a Spanish speaking country, but Adam will have handlers. He'll be on scheduled trips the entire time. That's my thought. What do you think? We'll know soon. Let's get into the video.
I returned back to Central Florida late Thursday night, very late Thursday night, all day Friday, all day Saturday. Pretty much all I did was slept.
Yeah, you're not going to sleep for 2 days with food poisoning. You're going to be doing some other things, but it's not going to be all sleep by any means. I also don't really buy this timeline that he just laid around for a couple days. I think he just took some much needed time off. He put his body through the ringer, and to jump right back into travel, that's rough for anybody, especially somebody 50 years old.
Thankfully, I have gotten my rest, and it was an experience. The only time I even left my house was to go to Publix, get a fruit plate that I've been snacking on, and that's it. Also to put gas in my car, fuel in the car at 7-Eleven. Really didn't do anything except maybe watch a couple movies.
I love how the truth slowly filters out of Adam. So he did nothing but sleep for the past 2 days. Now, I went to Publix, got a fruit plate. I went to 7-Eleven, gassed up the car. I understand about the fruit plate. We know Adam doesn't keep any food in the house, so he had to have something. And then now he spent time watching movies. So more or less a normal couple days off for Adam, and that's okay. You don't have to justify it, dude. Take some time off. Take more time off.
Thankfully, I kind of wish it was a day or two later, but thankfully I had a couple days before I got back before leaving again.
Oh, Adam, if there was only a way that you could set your own schedule. Oh, wait, you do. If you wanted 10 days in between trips, which seems like a logical time frame, you could have taken it. But you felt you just had to go to England, and that's fine. I'm sure your fans enjoyed it. I'm sure you enjoyed it. But don't whine and complain about you never have time to relax when you set your schedule.
And tomorrow, getting on another plane and going to another international destination for at least 2 weeks, give or take a day, be gone for half of the month of February.
Give or take a February.
Would be nice if there was a couple other days of rest before doing that.
Once again, reiterating the same point that he just made. Again, I guess for the Woovians in the back row. He does this a lot. It's increasingly alarming. I guess we can just chalk it up to the food poisoning.
I'm going to go get a cup of coffee. Here's a fun fact.
I do not think this is going to be a fun fact at all.
I have not had a cup of coffee Friday or Saturday at all.
What? You son of a bitch!
Which is, for me, is like, something's wrong. Go ahead.
Thank you.
No problem.
Oh my, have we ever seen Karen the Woo that angry? Look at him just seething. Oh, he did not appreciate that one bit. I thought it was well known in Celebration, when the woo is out, you never impede the woo. I thought everyone had passed that around by now.
I've had food poisoning a few times in my life. This was a milder case.
Yeah, it was so mild a case, in fact, you might even say he didn't have it at all.
Also did get a haircut too. I forgot to mention I got a haircut Friday morning.
Okay, so nothing but sleep for 2 days has now become, got a fruit plate at Publix, filled the car up with gas at 7-Eleven, got a haircut, and 2 movies on Netflix. Outside of that, though, nothing but sleep.
Vanilla latte, soothing to the lips.
Is it just me or is everything creepy now? I'm just not over that last video yet.
The very first booth right over there. They have pineapple. I think they have coconuts. No, just pineapples, where you can drink out of a pineapple. I drank out of a coconut when I was in Hawaii recently.
Okay, I'm going to save you a little time. He goes back through everywhere he's traveled to, goes back through where he thinks he might have gotten food poisoning for I think it's the third time already in the video. Ugh.
But yeah, nothing in Belize affected me, as weird as that stuff was. They're pressure washing over here by Bank of America.
Karen the Woo complaining about the working man. There were even Woovians in his comment section saying, they should know, Adam, not to pressure wash. Well, when can they pressure wash? Huh? When can they, Woovians? Adam goes back through the fact that where he's going, where he'll be touching down today, that they don't take credit cards, but they do some places, and he goes back and forth. And he talks about he's got to get some money out of the ATM.
Got my cash. Might have to get more. Might have to do some exchanging.
I was going to say if he's going where I think he is, he won't need to exchange, but we know he enjoys doing that. He likes to point out that he's knowledgeable of the exchange rate, so I'm sure that he will be doing that. I'm not sure, of course, what his ATM limit is, but it's hilarious to think about Adam just walking around with thousands of dollars in cash.
Haven't seen Cool in a while. Maybe he's hiding. Cool's the gator that lives in here.
Imagine he is hiding. The constant harassment? I don't blame him. Run, Cool.
This little squirrel right here eating a little snackage. Right here, a little squirrel. You like being shown eating? A little snack squirrel? You're hamming it up. What do you got in? What are you eating? What is that? What is that? What are you eating? What are you eating, squirrel? Delicious? It looks delicious. You're making eye contact with me while you eat that. You got this down to a science.
Either Adam and the squirrel got a room, or thankfully he just moved on from that creepiness. And now he's discovered some locks on a bridge.
This is something I have not seen here in town, are these little locks. Again, I've seen this on many other bridges, but not in Celebration. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Like there's 9 locks here.
I'm sorry, folks. I made you watch Adam count locks on a bridge. That was part of our day today. We all shared in that.
Who knew? Gosh, there's a couple birds over here, but look at this. Is this an American eagle? Look at this, right here, going around right in the middle. That looks to be, come on over here. That looks like an American eagle right there. I've seen a lot of gators. I haven't seen a lot of snakes. I've seen a couple snakes, but I've seen more gators than snakes. Snakes are probably a little more sneaky, and they like more stealthy. It's good to be back home for a short while. We're leaving again, get a ride around on Mini Marge down Water Street.
Oh yeah, I know your neighbors love it. Just filming all their homes, loudly talking to yourself in the park. They enjoy it.
International stuff in 25. I'm loving it so far.
Adam's definitely aware of a lot of the things said about him. And again, I think we've all voiced the respect that we have for him to kind of roll with the criticisms. And he's even kind of changed up a lot of things, I think, based on them. Now, I'm not saying that about my channel here, but he's certainly seeing things said other places. And that, for instance, him saying he loved everything. He loved Belize. He loved Alaska. He kind of quit doing that. He did it a little in London, but not to the extent that he loved everything and from the moment that he would depart from the plane and on. So, again, hats off to Adam for being someone that, although is probably oblivious to why he gets criticism, I don't think he thinks any of it is warranted. He's not the vengeful type. Adam takes some time here to pause and talk about home ownership. So that he knows that people are very surprised. Why did he buy a home if he's never here? And he bought a home more or less to, enjoy a home later in life. Everything is about reflecting back on all that he has when he's old and feeble. It's really odd. Almost the I'll sleep when I'm dead type of thing, but he'll slow down, he'll enjoy things, he'll take better care of himself when he's old and can't do otherwise. I don't think people wonder why you bought a home. They might wonder why you bought a $500,000 home. Ah, yes, a socks in Crocs, Pete. I also cut out an extremely long stretch where he reiterates about the house, and then he gets into the weight loss and the fact that he's been off the rails since August, and he's not making any grand proclamations, even though bringing it up at all is making a proclamation. But he says he's not making any goals, not holding himself to any tests, but just check him out over the next few weeks and next few months, rather. And if he looks like he's lost weight, let him know in the comments. I think that's fair. He also says that being that he was sick over the last 2 days, he didn't eat a whole lot, and that's usually the key to his success with weight loss is he will cut down to just one meal a day. I think he does more than that. I think Adam starves himself, and that has been the key to his rapid weight loss quickly in the past, which I certainly don't think is good for his health.
A little bit more throughout the day, but less portion sizes. I've always heard that you're not supposed to eat anything more than your fist size. I could eat 7 of my fists. Cruising through East Lawn.
Adam talks about a Beatles cover band that used to perform at Epcot that they were playing at a church nearby while he was gone. And he regrets that he didn't get to see them. But he says, I was in England, so probably better. I got to see the Beatles locations in person. Hate I didn't get to see them, but, maybe in the future.
But that's when I was going through my heavy Beatles phase, wearing Beatles shirts all the time. I started playing in a punk band in 2003, TNT. Local band, I would wear Beatles shirts on stage. The guys in the band would think, why are you wearing a Beatles shirt to punk rock shows? But I just went through a deep rabbit hole of the Beatles. Look at this. This is not Abbey Road, but yeah.
Wait, guys, did you know he went to London and Abbey Road Studios and Belize and Alaska? Did you know he went to Hawaii?
Also, I'm pretty happy with not being in the Disney theme parks a whole lot lately. Again, not trying to make any kind of proclamations on New Year's, but I've only been to Disney World 2 times this year, New Year's.
But they are proclamations because when you proclaim them, you follow through. You said you were going to quit going to Disney as much, and you quit going to Disney as much. You referenced in this video that you're going to lose weight, and I'm sure you'll lose weight. Those are proclamations, and it's okay. And another thing, you don't have to cut down on anywhere you go. It's totally up to you. You don't have to say, give me kudos for the fact that I go to Disney. People don't have to pat you on the back for the fact that you're not going to Disney. Better yet, you enjoy going to Disney. Go to Disney and don't film it. It's really not hard. But because there is so little responsibility in your life, you have to manufacture levels of responsibility to feel like there's some code, some ethos that you're adhering to and that your cultist supporters should emulate or should appreciate.
In London, which is not far at all from Disneyland Paris, could have easily hopped a train, taken my luggage, gone over to Paris for a week or so, or a couple days. The main reason I didn't go over there is because I did not want to just go for one day and then go back to London.
Right, I get not wanting to do one day, but what you just said, you could have done a week. You could have done a week in France. There was no reason why you didn't. It's not a problem that you didn't, but you don't have to justify anything. Just do what you want, Adam.
Kind of got the touristy stuff out of the way. Not all of it. One day I'll go back to London. I want to do a week in Paris as well. So eventually I will. But as far as the parks here go, 1 or 2 days a month. I'll do a video. That's about it. I don't want to go focus too hard on the parks anymore. And it's been nice to take a step back. The international stuff has really been a breath of fresh air, to be completely honest, to get away from the routine of what I had been doing. So
it is so wild when you think about the fact that Adam vacations around 350 days out of the year. And you look at him and how beaten down and how anxiety-ridden he is. Again, I mentioned this a second ago, but he creates these rules and levels of faux responsibility that he doesn't really have. He doesn't want his fans to think that he owes them anything. He doesn't want them to ever complain, so he takes away things that he thinks that they can complain about. So that's why he's cutting back on the Disney, and he's doing international somewhat for the fans, so they'll not complain. Also, of course, to be away from Epic Universe. But this is a guy that oftentimes looks miserable and is supposedly living this amazing life, and the Woovians will tell you all day, you're just jealous, you just wish you were like, I don't. I don't want that to be the way I sound and the way I look, and I don't want to look much older than my 44 years. And Adam looks much older than his 50 years.
I'll start peppering in the treadmill and stuff again, but obviously not home. Hard to do the treadmill when I'm not home for any consistent amount of time, but
Tell me about it, Adam. And they probably outlawed treadmills in hotels, I imagine, too, because I'm sure you would have shown them to us if they had them. So I'm just assuming.
for some reason I don't have a magnet from Canada. And I think at some point I'm going to go back to Canada, not just do Toronto, but I want to do all across, maybe do like 2 weeks in Canada. But I got all my England stuff here, my London stuff. I got one from Belize. And then when I get back here in a couple weeks, I'll have more magnets from the next country I'm going to.
So the way he signaled with his hand there, he's basically expecting another 5 to 7 magnets on this next trip. And I imagine over 2 weeks he can probably do that.
Get a couple Disney pens from the new Festival of the Arts. They'll be there. I think the festival runs for a little while longer, so I got time.
All right, folks, tomorrow we'll know. We'll know where Adam has touched down and going to be for the next 2 weeks. Me and Lori will be traveling soon, so I'll have a few more Adam videos that come out over his first probably 2 or 3 days in the new country. And then you'll see a lot of non-Adam stuff. And then I'll pipe in with a video every now and again when we have time. But I appreciate everybody watching these videos. I appreciate you being a part of the comment section. I love your comments. You guys are some of the funniest, most intelligent comments, very thoughtful. I love getting your commentary on things. It was so great, too, to see Troll Patrol rolling back with a video today. If you haven't seen that, please go watch it. And I'm glad to see that he is still fighting the good fight. Thanks for all of you asking about him in the comment section. He's a great friend and has been for many years. So it's good to see him not going away, because that's somebody that you need his voice out there. But again, thanks everybody for being a part of this channel. You're awesome. I'm Aaron with Passing Through Productions. You've been passing through. Thanks so much.